All right, do something weird for an intro.
No, that makes me nervous. I was like, wait, you have a dog? This is how I laugh.
Primo!
He's always like, Abby, you can't make the same joke twice.
Okay, you can make the same joke twice. You can't make the same joke 200 times.
I love when he
funny
said.
every
I
time.
love when he said. I'm the one that needs to tell people when a joke is done.
I'm the authority
You're not.
on when a
Jokes are
joke
finished?
stops being funny.
Can you imagine being Brian's kid?
No, you know.
I'm the one in the house that gets
I'll
to
tell you
decide
this.
what's funny.
If Brian was any character from any piece of literature,
He would be Squidward. 100%.
no, I think he is. I think he's the Wizard of Oz. He's the one that's like, hey,
I'm going to promise you the world.
Yeah,
and
like
give you
I'm a
nothing.
god. Really, it's just parlor tricks. He's like, but I want you all to worship me. And all he does is pull quarters out of people's ears, like, ooh, look at this. And he's built his own city with his own statue.
I will say, everybody has flipped, which, like, don't get me wrong. I understand that it's like, it can be awful. It's people's livelihood in a sense. But the videos that I've seen prior to TikTok being taken down is absurd. Like, I get it. A lot of people have made their living through TikTok.
Yeah.
And they've been able to like support their families because of it. So I understand like it's legit.
Yeah.
I get it. But like TikTok isn't the end of like your existence.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people like getting upset about it are people who like just watch TikTok. Like they're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
people who've made TikTok.
They're not making, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a bit of like a, I think I have a bit of a hot take on that.
On TikTok? I forget that he's here.
I don't.
This is how I laugh.
Do you think
This is my laugh.
Did you see when Liam Payne died? He made a TikTok and he said, "Goodbye, Liam Payne. Goodbye."
what?
That was the
guy?
TikTok. The guy who does the laugh. This is how I laugh.
Remember that guy?
So Liam
Yeah.
Payne literally died. He gets on TikTok and he's like, "Goodbye, Liam
That was the
Payne."
most insane thing that
He's
ever
like,
happened.
"Goodbye." like
I still
puts his
don't. I
head
don't
down.
understand. Like this person actually died.
Yeah, one
Yeah,
of the
from
One
One
Directioners
Direction.
died.
Oh.
So he died and he made a video of himself doing that, being like, "Goodbye, Liam Payne. Goodbye."
Well, how did he make a? Didn't he? Wasn't it like a tragic
Yeah.
like, accident?
No,
Yeah, he made it
this
after.
guy made a video saying goodbye to Liam Payne. What are
I
you
feel like-
getting about
I feel like I'm
this?
explaining this to
You
my
guys are
dad.
explaining this like Liam Payne made a video of himself.
No,
That's
we
how
were
you're
talking about
describing
that
it.
guy. This is my laugh. And she goes, you know, he made a video of Liam Payne, like saying like goodbye.
Like he made a video about Liam
Gotcha.
Payne saying like, "Goodbye,
Yeah.
Liam Payne."
No,
But
I
like,
gotcha.
what a
You know,
crazy
Bailey
thing to
cried.
post. It was probably
That was her
actually,
band.
he was like one of the first real, like when Michael Jackson died, I was like, "Oh, that sucks." It's, but like
Does it ever drive you crazy?
but yeah, that was like one of the first real like celebrities that like I knew that I grew up with that felt like we're all in our 20s now. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like that. I mean, he's in his 30s, so he's older than me. But like,
Well, and to die
just
like,
felt like the first
it
real
wasn't a car
loss.
crash. Like he jumped off.
yeah, he like committed suicide.
Yeah, basically.
Was it? I didn't know if that was like
Well,
confirmed.
I wasn't. I don't think it was suicide. I think he was so high that he was trying to escape.
Okay.
The idea was, I think that he got so high, he was trying to escape his hotel room that he kind of got barricaded in by because they were waiting for the police to come, and so he tried to jump off to like escape his hotel room.
Ooh.
Tell you what was sad was
That's
they showed
crazy.
pictures from like all of them at his funeral. Oh, that
And they
was-
look, and also they look iconic.
Yeah,
all of
they've
them
got
with-
the classic like
British
black
people-
pea coat,
Yeah.
black suit,
course.
black glasses.
I'm not gonna lie. No, this is probably a hot take. I low key do think that it is like good to wear black at funerals. Like I hate that we've lost that,
I tried to wear black at a funeral.
but like that's not a thing anymore.
What do you wear?
Like
not
I've
as
come to
much.
multiple funerals and just like wore like what I have because like black's not a thing anymore.
I was like, I attend 100 funerals a year. Not even people I know. It's the only thing that keeps me alive right now.
I want to mourn.
I wonder if in the back of all their heads,
they were like, goodbye, Liam Payne.
No, if they thought like eventually in their 40s or whatever, that they would get together again.
Sure.
Like one last ride. Like all of them have. NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, 98
Well,
Degrees.
there was rumors that they were like considering it more recently.
Does it ever drive you crazy?
But on that, the reason why we got on that was because we were talking about the TikTok band, and you were saying that you had a hot take.
Yes. Here's my hot take. First, that TikTok should be banned. Second of all,
Whoa.
Okay.
oh, scandalous. Second off, everything I keep hearing is like I can't believe the government would do this. I can't believe. But here's my take. And people are like, well, I've made a living doing this. And here's my take. I think we should take mental health abuse as serious as physical body abuse. And the stats on anxiety, depression, suicide, everything related to social media should teach you that all of social media should be illegal, just like drugs are. We're not mad that drugs are illegal because they harm people's body, even though drug dealers make a lot of good money.
Yeah.
They make a lot of great money doing it. But we're okay with stuff that's bringing people tons of mental illness and tons of mental issues because those people make money off creams and lotions or, you know, subs. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't think it should be. And I say this as someone who has a podcast.
Yeah.
But like I think I don't think there was anything wrong with it being gone. I think it would only help people. I think people realized that when it was gone, they had no life, and that should be the scary thing.
Yeah.
I don't have TikTok, so.
Well, that's the thing is people were saying like, what do I do now? Like at night. It's like, that's sad.
What
though.
do I do? Read?
Well, that's what they were saying. Like,
Yeah. What am I going to talk to my friends or my spouse? Ugh.
that's what I'm saying. Like that was what, like it got to the point where that was the conversation people were having.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do think there should be. I get that, like, practically and realistically, like, I don't know how you do this, but like there needs to be some kind of like regulation on social media, just because of what you've said. Like, it's caused so much harm to society.
Yeah,
as a whole.
TikTok, honestly, in as far as like the safe realm, has been nicer than Instagram. Like
Really?
TikTok is kind of known for not being like the bully place. Like Instagram is kind of known for being the bully.
I've always heard, because I've never had TikTok, but I've heard that TikTok is like trashier than Instagram.
it's trashier.
It's trashier as far as maybe some of the content, but like
people aren't as
you
mean.
can watch a video. Like I've done it before. Like I've watched a video and I'm like, I go to the comments because I'm like, I know this person's gonna get roasted, and every comment's like, you slay queen, you go girl, live it up girlfriend, you got this. I'm like, that's not what I would have thought.
Somehow that feels worse.
But then you go, but then you go,
Illegal.
but then you go on Instagram and literally that same video gets like a comment from some girl named, Karen that's like, kill yourself.
Screw you, Texas Spoon Tapper.
But like, it's just
That's
so
true. People on Instagram are mean.
people on Instagram, like it is insane. And I think that's one of the reasons people were saying like they're upset about TikTok is like, because the content that they
No,
make money
bullies-
from.
Bullies are what make us. They're needed.
Bullies don't break us. Bullies make
They
us.
keep us in check.
But that's what I'm saying is I think
I'd
people,
be one really weird dude if it wasn't for a couple bullies in my life.
by bullies he
Really
means me.
weird. No. But seriously, I would be weird, I think, if it wasn't for the known thing of like, hey, like, you're gonna go.
I don't think that anybody deserves to be bullied for their character, like for their personhood. But I do think that it should be
I
acceptable
think if you
to bully
wear
people's
one of those like
actions.
Naruto headband things, like to school.
Sure.
Well, like we grew up with a
Dunzo.
kid who like
You should get your
sucked
head
his
put in the
thumb.
toilet.
Well, like we grew up with a kid that sucked his thumb till he was like 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
see,
you should get
not-
bullied for that.
Yeah.
But like I'm not going to tell you that like you're the worst human ever. I'm just going to tell you that like you're weird.
For me, like I'd make him stick it up his butt
No,
and then put it back in his mouth.
that's a cold cut. That's a cold cut.
That is the least cold cut we're ever gonna have. Yeah, I
But then
I
it
saw
came
all
back.
the stuff. Yeah, a couple hours later.
And I've deleted
Yeah,
the.
and I was going to ask you about that because I saw stuff about
So
like,
I
people posting that like they
guess
reversed
The
reversed it.
I guess the president of the United States 47. Basically gave them a 90-day extension to find a buyer. Because the thing was, the reason
They
it
want a
became
US
illegal
buyer.
was, it needs to be owned by a non-company of the area. That I don't want this video to get taken down.
I haven't done a ton of my own research, but I've read a lot of people saying that there's actually no evidence that there's like
Chinese malware.
Yeah.
Yeah, or spying.
A lot of people are saying, like, if you do the research, like, you can't find actual evidence in that,
So at 10:30 Saturday night, it was taken down. Everybody got notifications on their TikTok, including myself.
Mm-hmm.
That said, due to a ban that was put into place by Joe Biden or whatever, the president, blah, 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 this will be taken down, blah, blah, blah. Get shut down. Well, I just delete the app because I'm like, it's not going to be up for at least another 2 months. Like, I'm not going to have this app on my phone. I don't have a lot of storage anyways. I delete it. That next morning, everybody's back on TikTok.
Is it back for you now?
No, and now I still can't download it. I can't download the app, but TikTok is back. But I just can't download it because you can't find it on the app
Is it
store.
for people who just kept the app?
They kept the app. So
What?
then it got reinstated and it was online. It literally said when you opened up your TikTok, President Donald J. Trump has issued like a whatever
Extension.
extension for it.
It's him riding a bald eagle naked with 2 AK-57s.
But so it was really weird. And then, like you can't get it on your app store. Everybody who kept their app still has TikTok.
That's so interesting.
Wow.
I know. Now, I think I can go on my Safari and like log into TikTok, but like it's so complicated. Like the way Safari works, sometimes it just makes everything look weird and buggy.
Well,
like,
those apps
It is
they're
weird.
never meant to be used on like a desktop.
No. So anyways, but it's fine. It is what it is. And I've tried to like look in my past downloads and it's just,
Found it.
oh, so it's in your past downloads?
Yeah, here. Go here.
Wait, guys. This is live.
Is she back?
Baby, I'm back.
Geronimo.
I'm like, I hate TikTok. Like, I don't even need TikTok. And then like, wait.
It says
Yeah,
the
see?
app is not available in your region.
Yeah, it won't even let you download it again. App is not.
What?
Yeah. It's so weird.
I bet they'll fix that though.
I'm sure.
I'm sure they will. It's just weird that people would be able to get back on it if
Abby,
they have
your
it.
screens are a nightmare.
I love them.
The way she has her home.
Anyways.
I think how someone has their iPhone home screen set up should really determine like who they are as a person.
I'm not going to lie.
Go ahead
That's
and rate mine.
Let's see. Let's take a look at Brian's.
rate mine. 1 being the worst, 10 being like top tier. I hate it already. There's too much going on immediately.
There's not even that much.
First off, verse of the day is not going to make you a Christian.
Brian, you don't even. I want to know how many times Brian goes, crap, what's the verse of the day today?
Oh my gosh, you're listening to Sabrak.
Oh, first off, he only has 1 page. That's very intriguing.
I only have 1 page.
I
I don't feel like mine's that bad.
don't love it. First off, how much are you using GroupMe?
My
Can't be a
family
lot.
uses GroupMe. It's a whole
Oh,
We need to take screenshots of these so we can put them on
he
the
thinks
screen
he's a big
so
deal
people can see.
because he has Charles Schwab and Coinbase.
Okay.
No, I would say
think mine's bad.
I'd say 5 out of 10. That's hers.
thing. No.
No, go to your
I have
second
a-
one.
I have a headache just looking at that.
No, go. No, that's yours. That's her first one.
No, that's not my first one.
Yes,
That's,
it
That's
is.
your widgets.
No, that's
So you
just
only
your
have
first
2
one.
No, it's not.
No,
that's
that's her-
widgets.
So you only have
Because
those
it goes
2.
it goes locked.
Oh no, that's terrible.
Well, why do you only have those 2 widgets?
Yeah.
Oh, what do I need? Netflix as a widget? I can't just go on Netflix on my phone. I've got to have a shortcut.
No, these are. I would say Abby's is a 1 out of 10, and Brian's is like a 5.
I'll take that.
Want to see mine?
Oh, here we go.
Mine's been curated perfectly.
Also, this is anyways, whatever, guys.
We'll put screenshots up so everybody can see how terrible
mine.
Abby's
Okay,
was.
we get it. You're so busy.
Let me see.
Get in-ears from Abby. You're not getting them now.
It's okay. So you've got that. You've got that. So you've got 2 pages.
yeah,
The one thing that I
I've
will
got
say,
like main things that are like the essentials. Like I have my news app, weather, calendar. And on the second one, I've got like my screen time, my notes. Then I have like, I basically, if there's an app on here, it's an app I probably use at least once a week. If I don't use that app once a
Show
week.
me what's on your bottom bar. Because
phone.
that's crucial.
I have phone,
Okay.
Safari, text messages, and music.
No.
The fact that you have emails
Brian,
on there.
who is
Yeah.
emailing you?
Mine is literally messages, phone, FaceTime, and Kindle.
Oh,
No.
pick me chick alert. Pick me chick.
No, I will say the only thing I've really been frustrated with Apple about is the fact that you can edit now your apps. So like all of my apps are pink.
I know. I can see that.
Because your phone is pink.
Sorry, I'm a girl, Brian.
She has a pink phone.
Sorry, I'm not a boy's girl. But you can only do the colors if it's in dark mode. So you can't have your apps in
You've
light
got to keep
mode
it in dark mode all the time.
in order to have color. And that's the only thing that's making me want to take off the color is because I don't actually like my apps in dark mode.
I don't like the apps all being one color anyway. I like the vibrancy of colors.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
I like the pop of different colors of
sorry
different
that
apps.
my eyes don't handle that stuff well. Okay.
wrong.
You know what's sad? I don't know if you've ever done this. When you're reading on your Kindle, you've been reading and reading and reading, and then like you get done, and you know that's just like the most basic display, like on purpose. And then you get on your phone, the amount of pop of color and detail that you see on apps, because our eyes get so like jaded basically to our phone screens because we're on them so much. When you do that for the first time, like all the apps, it's like they come alive.
Yeah.
Like they're like almost like they're brighter, they're clearer. You notice
That's how I am
things
with my
about them.
like text size. Like on my Kindle, my like text, like my like words are like amplified, like they're bigger.
the beginning.
So then when I get on my like messages, it's the opposite. I have my messages on one of like the lowest text sizes you can have.
Why?
So when I get back on my messages, I'm literally like, oh my God.
So you went in and so the standard default setting was too much for you.
Too much.
What?
Yeah, you don't get as much text in one moment.
Pull it up. I need to see.
Brian's like, what's your phone number?
So wait, well, it might be default now because my phone's newer. Yeah, that's about the same size.
That looks the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is, yeah.
Okay, so that's default. Okay, but like I don't have my Kindle with me, but all that to say, you guys are gonna have to watch this episode on YouTube, okay? On my Kindle, my words are way bigger. So if I read my Kindle for an hour and then go back to my phone, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I can't even
Oh
breathe.
my God, Abby, that's way too big.
Yeah, like I can't even breathe right now.
Oh,
That's
wow.
too big.
No, I don't like that.
Abby takes like a 200-page book and makes it 750 pages.
She,
But
then
I'm
she
gonna
tells you
read
she read
it-
a 750 page.
It's font size. It's 42.
It's just I don't know. I don't like squinting.
You know what's interesting? Here's a good topic for you. Here's the one I'll take out of the oven.
How judgmental both of you are.
No, is who would have thought? Thank
He
you.
sees the garbage man. He just wants to make sure everybody stays safe.
What if I did stuff like that? What if I saw someone I didn't know outside and I was like, ugh.
First off, I don't like that you thought that a bark was.
All right, here it is. I had fresh out of the oven.
Okay,
Taste my hot take.
I don't like that.
Taste.
Please stop.
Hey guys, welcome to Taste My Topic.
Literally, hate
Guys,
that.
welcome to Taste of My Topic. It's amazing that he looks embarrassed now too. Look, he looks like, oh my God, what if I?
He was like, guys, it was a false alarm.
Yeah,
I'm
sorry,
so
guys.
sorry.
This is so awkward.
It's like there was nobody even there.
Like it's a pretty wild thing that reading is like cool again and back.
Sure.
Like reading's a big deal now.
Yeah.
Like when Abby started reading, I knew that reading was in.
Yeah.
Because like in
No,
like
I know.
as
You
a
know,
kid,
that's
like,
not true. Do you know what actually got me into reading? It wasn't that it was trendy. I wanted to start reading. Like I had just thought, like I would really love to like get like.
I'd love to learn how to read.
She's like, I've come pretty close a couple times.
It's like I see all those billboards and I'm like, what are they saying on those?
So I had the idea to start a book club. Another friend of like all of ours had the idea to start a book club, so we started one together. I had read like a few books in that book club, and I was like, wow, like I really like I enjoy these books that we're reading. I've enjoyed this time. Well, then after 2020, I got rid of all of my social media. So I had like no constant entertainment. Sure. And I found
we need a pick me chick alert. Every time Abby does something that's like pick me chick material, that it counts up. I got rid of like all my social media in 2020.
No, so I did that, and I went on YouTube, and I ended up finding these like a couple of these girls who like would talk about books. And so I had people that were my age that were talking about books they were reading. And I was like, oh, well, like, they're kind of similar to me. Like some of the one of the girls that I watched had like a lot of the same interests as me. So I was like, I'm going to give this a shot. And I started reading these books, and I ended up like falling in love. And I had like started to fall in love with reading prior to finding them. But it was like, it made it better because it felt like having somebody who like, it felt like talking to somebody, even though you're not talking. But it's like listening to somebody.
But like, it's like, when I was in high school.
In 2020, they say Barnes & Nobles came back because of the pandemic.
Really?
So before 2020, they were supposed to shut down like a bunch of the Barnes & Nobles. And I guess when 2020 hit, they had Book Talk. And it was people who would get on TikTok during the pandemic.
Book Talk.
And share like all of their like book recommendations. So that's
I
when.
have Bookgram.
No, I think it's called Bookstagram.
I have Book.
I don't like that.
Instead of Facebook.
I hate that.
Welcome back to Book.
So anyways, after 2020 hit, I mean, everybody knows that TikTok was really like the platform that made stuff get viral. Like in general, music, movies, shows, like everything has become like more viral and like a little bit more micro trendy because of TikTok.
Sure.
Well, books that weren't like popular, like authors were blowing up. Like Colleen Hoover got big and ended up making a movie last year because of TikTok.
Wow.
Because a book got on TikTok and everybody like blew it up and started going crazy over the book.
The Handmaid's.
The Housemaid?
The Housemaid, yeah.
But anyways, I say all that to say.
But yeah, it got
popular
what I was
after
saying is like it's a big deal. Mm-hmm. Like people make a day out of going to Barnes and Nobles. Like that's a day for them. That's a day trip, and I love that. I love going to bookstores. I obviously love reading.
We need to have a pick me boy button too.
I read a lot of books. I'm actually trying to double my intake this year. We'll see how that goes. It's not looking so good in January, but I'm trying.
I wanted to burn you so bad just then. I just decided to take one for the team and let it roll off.
I just realized, you know what I realized is that, and you wouldn't think this, and even sometimes not even with like books that are meant to do this, books just make you smarter.
I don't think the books that I'm reading are making me smarter.
No, they teach you different vocabulary. They teach you different words. They teach you.
Yeah, I use the word.
They teach you patience. They teach you all kinds of like books. Just are good for you.
I use the word wingspan a lot now. I have a better understanding for Dragon Warrior now that I've read. books.
But like they really are.
I thought you were about to give like a really like fringe like opinion like I bet nobody's ever thought of this before.
Yeah,
but it was so
books
basic.
Make you smarter.
Yeah. No, but like it's just a reality. I think
when you read books, you get smarter.
Like when you like it's when you
you
like
ever have like a dream where you like
it's
true.
But it is I think they help with your vocabulary. They help teach you things.
Mm-hmm.
I think it requires patience. I think a book requires dedication. Like TV does not require dedication. But I can't check Instagram.
I don't know.
I've
watched a few shows.
I have stayed with a show for years.
How many shows though?
Mine's like you've heard of Grey's Anatomy?
Be honest. Is there a show that you watch that you don't at least maybe check your phone once?
When I'm watching my like the shows that I'm really interested in, my phone's not even close.
I mean, there's probably
Pick me.
again. I'm not trying to harp on something. I'm not trying to. What is it? Beat a dead horse. Beat a dead horse. I almost said beat a dead cow. but like when I didn't have social media, I did it. Yeah. Like I didn't pick up, like I didn't have like phantom rings and like
the crazy thing about
phantom,
it is you
finger
talk
move,
about
like,
how amazing this experience was, and then you were just talking about how you mourn that you couldn't re-download TikTok.
Well, yeah, because like if I can't beat them, join them, you know?
Sure.
And if I had $1 for every time I told people I wasn't on social media and they were like, oh my, you gotta, oh my God. Like it genuinely offends
Honestly,
people.
I'm only on social media now, I feel like,
because you love it, because you're obsessed. Stop. No, you're addicted.
No.
Nope, you're addicted.
No, I'd
No.
be willing to give it a trial if every like person that like I follow for content had different ways to get their information.
No, no, lie. Wrong.
What do you sign up? Do you sign up for their mail? Do you get postcards from people?
No, but like that's like saying that people post everything on Facebook because it's like it's their memory saver. So no, it's not. Like, well, I post on Facebook because like all my family, I know all of your family have phones. You can message them pictures. Stop.
Yeah, we started a family. We kind of treat our family chat like social media.
Like a social media app.
Yeah.
do.
Constantly sending
Yeah.
videos.
Constantly.
Videos,
Just
pictures,
things we
things
found
we're
out, things
doing.
we're learning.
Yeah.
But that's my thing is
Books
like people
we're
who say like,
reading.
I don't care what anybody says, any excuse that you could have to keep social media. And don't get me wrong, I'm excluding people who obviously make money doing that as their job. But just every average Joe living in America that has a normal job that gets on social media, you are just on social media because you love like large quantities of information intake. It's a dopamine hit.
Yeah.
It's exciting. It's fun, and you're wrong.
No.
No. Here's my
I'm
question
only
for
on
you.
it to pray for people.
No, here's my question. Who are a couple people that you're like, if I didn't follow them, like I would, like if I didn't have Instagram, I wouldn't know what's going on.
I would say like John Tyson,
Okay.
Tyler Staton. I like to keep up when their books come out.
Okay.
When conferences are taking place, things like that. Same thing with say
Did neither of them have like church
John
websites?
Mark Comer. Yeah, but I don't know, like, but like if a
Those,
guy,
like, I don't even know what churches
no,
they
but
go
if
to.
a guy releases a book every 3 years, like, am I gonna every Friday for 3 years go to their website and maybe hope? Because like they're not going to post that, hey, this one of our guys is releasing a new. Like churches don't do that.
But most times people who
They all have,
release
like,
books have email lists.
though.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
It's
if
not
you
the
have an
same.
email list, I'm just saying.
Not the same. You know what I'm thinking about doing? You know what's getting trendy now?
Okay.
And I'm thinking about starting one. Don't
Threads?
Don't subscribe. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like the video. Pay my bills. Subscribe. What's getting in right now, and I never even knew these existed. It's not a podcast, but is audio newsletters.
Really?
Yeah.
I
People are releasing
that.
like a newsletter, like you sign up for their newsletter, and instead of them like writing out like what they were going to say,
I don't
it's just like an audio.
I don't
You
want,
literally-
I don't want any part of that.
No.
Really?
No.
You just finished talking about how good reading is for you. And you're like,
Yeah,
now
but
you
like,
can
no,
read your
but like
newsletters.
example, like if it's like if like someone I follow, like there's a couple of guys I follow, they release weekly newsletters, and it's
Okay.
like it's content, but it's like John Tyson's is like
He sends long emails.
long ones,
Okay.
like paragraph to paragraph. So like if I could go for a walk and listen to it, I'd be in.
Here's my
Hard
thing.
pass.
Can you have social media and just follow like the 4 people that you want information from?
I
and
do. I don't
delete the
follow
rest?
anybody I don't want to. I don't have that many people I follow.
But you still are obsessed with social media.
No, I will say that
It's a lie.
I do enjoy humor.
And you do enjoy that.
But I don't like. It's funny
doom
because I think a
scrolling.
lot of people. Yeah, I do doom scroll.
Yeah,
but
we
I think
all do it.
I think a lot of people. Like I'm not. One of the things I will say, like I am good at. I'm not overly about the comparison game with social media. I more love it for like, just people are hilarious.
wanna be entertained.
I just want to laugh.
Yeah, but
and
like-
people are hilarious.
Don't get me wrong. Like when I got rid of my social media, I think later I realized the ramifications on my mental health. Like probably 6 months after deleting it, 4 months, 3 months, it started to like, I realized like, oh, I do compare, or I do like, I want all the time. Like I see something online and like, I want to buy it. Like I have the over consumerism that comes from that. But my original intention for deleting social media was because it was just a constant. I'd be at a stoplight and I'd open up my Instagram, turn it off. I'd wake up in the morning. What's the first thing I'd do?
This is such a good episode, guys.
Open my Instagram. No, but I'm just saying, like, if society is telling us, or we are telling ourselves that we like social media just because it's informative, we're all lying.
I just like.
It's an obsessive.
I like
it's a drug.
I guess like I learn stuff.
Scientifically,
I
it's
only
a drug.
follow like Nat Geo, History Channel, Discovery Channel. You know, those
It's a
types
lie.
of things.
And we doom scroll. I think all the time to myself, like, I just don't have enough hours in the day. And then my weekly report comes in of how long I've spent on my phone. And I'm like, I'm a liar.
Yeah.
I have plenty of time.
Yeah.
I just don't use it wisely.
Brian watches almost all of his anime. Yeah, Instagram reels.
I will say one thing Apple does, shout out Apple if you're listening. Nothing frustrates me more than when they use like FaceTime and messages and stuff as a form of screen time. Like screen time to me isn't like calling you.
No,
Yes.
well, I'll tell you too. Yeah, and it's cheating because my screen time also includes like me on my computer doing research.
Yeah, like that's
That's
not
not
screen
screen
time.
time.
That's different.
Screen time to me should be like apps that have like little to no use outside of the function of like just information.
Yeah.
Like even use my Kindle. My Kindle like app on my phone, like I get that. That's screen time. I get it, whatever. But like don't add messages and FaceTime to my screen time.
Yeah.
Of course I've been on screen time for 5 hours
did you
today.
hear that, Tim Cook? Get your crap together. I just heard
Also,
that.
this episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. We want just kidding.
This episode is sponsored by Apple TV Plus. I did hear. Speaking of screen time, Apple is, I guess, this summer about to. So you know how, like, one of the things I've wanted to do is I've wanted to integrate some kind of speaker system into my house
Okay.
where there's
Okay.
speakers.
They're like, good morning, Noah.
No, not like that.
Here's your daily newsletter.
That's the funniest thing you've said on this podcast. So, originally I looked at Amazon Alexa, but I just don't have, like, I'm an Apple person. All my products are Apple.
Yeah.
And then I looked at Google. Hey, Doodle. And once again, don't own any Google stuff. The integration's terrible. So, obviously, I would love to have, like, an Apple HomePod or two and a couple Apple HomePod minis. The hard part is, like, they're just speakers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, like Amazon Echo and the Google, whatever it is, like they have a big screen, the one, like the main one you can look at stuff with. I guess Apple this summer is releasing like a HomePod with like a full screen. So that like your
Really?
calendar's on it, you can
That's
FaceTime
sick.
on it, and
That's
everything.
sick.
So it's like a whole HomeKit network.
I'm surprised they
It's
haven't come
gonna
out with a
be-
fridge.
It's gonna be like $7,000.
Expensive.
Yeah.
It's really expensive.
But like you can say like like hey Siri, like I wanna FaceTime so and so, and you can do it on your HomePod, and it'll be all your speakers and everything. You can do all that.
That's crazy.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Because
That's
like
so cool.
I want to get out of using my TV speakers, and so I want two big HomePods. I'm just not a millionaire, but I want two big HomePods, and then I'd love to have a HomePod mini in our bedroom and one in my office, so that I could like echo into, or I could like. You can channel them and talk to Bailey, so I don't have to yell.
yeah.
Because like if Benjamin's asleep, I don't want to be like, Bailey! You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can just say like,
And I was like, what am I going to do? Get up and walk in the other room?
yeah, God, I'm reading. No, but so you know what I mean? You can just say, hey, like, go to the HomePod in our bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
can talk
wonder
through them.
what people in like the 1700s would think about our conversations.
They wouldn't understand any of it.
No.
We're like,
Here's
yeah,
the thing, though. Sometimes I wonder how much.
I hate that.
Okay.
Just do not to get on her. This is for our audio listeners.
Noah, stop.
If you're listening to this in your car,
God, Noah.
it's funny because like you see people like from the the 17th century, 18th century, 19th
They would
century,
say from the 80s.
and like you see someone like a C.S. Lewis or whoever, right? Some
Okay.
big thinker, and you think like like we're all ruined because we have social media, all this stuff, and you wonder like, would they have loved it? Like
No.
they didn't do it, but we don't know that because they just didn't do it because it wasn't there.
Yeah.
Like they loved fantasy. They loved like stories. Like, are we saying that they're better than us because they didn't do these things? But we can't know that because they weren't available.
They didn't have the opportunity.
They didn't have the opportunity.
Yeah, but I don't know if
Like if a farmer from the 17th,
farmer.
if a farmer from the 1700s was like, oh, so dumb. It's like, well, watch these 10 videos. Would you not be like, you know what I mean? Like we're only saying that because they didn't have it, and we don't know what they'd actually be like if they did.
Yeah.
I just
Most
think
people use the resources that were available in their era.
I'd be curious to know how like modern day thinkers use their social media.
Me too.
I'd be curious to know I would be shocked to find out if Jordan Peterson ever just sat on his phone like.
What if he was just like the king of doom scrolling? Like 3 o'clock in the morning, like.
I do think that, like, you know, there have been studies and stuff in like little interviews where people who've created, I don't know if it was the creator of, it wasn't Steve Jobs because he didn't have kids, did he? Did he have kids? Steve Jobs?
Yeah.
Maybe it was Steve Jobs.
He had a daughter.
Or maybe it was him. One of them that like has worked with Apple or something like that have said like that they do not give their kids stuff. Was it Steve Jobs or was it the guy after Steve Jobs?
I don't know specifically. I do know that like there have been reports of like Silicon Valley like tech CEOs sending their kids to private schools where like devices aren't allowed.
Yeah.
Because they know how damaging
And they
how
don't
bad
give
they
their
are.
kids those.
For their own kids.
I'm like,
They create it for the world, but then they know how harmful it is. They don't let their
I'm
own
like,
kids have it.
that's terrifying.
Yeah.
That you're creating products like that would be like creating food that you wouldn't let your kids ingest.
And they probably do that too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like that's
There's
crazy.
a CEO with a vial of Red Dye 3 going,
Red Dye 40.
No, 3 just became legal.
Yeah, 40's still legal.
40's still legal.
Legal, but 3 is
But 3 is
illegal.
illegal.
Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
To me, that's like all right.
Loophole.
They're going to get there.
Yeah.
They're going to get there. Listen, you want to talk about a slam dunk social media post. It was an Aldi post for their brand of Fruit Loops. And they said, guess who hasn't had Red Dye 3 in their fruit, like in their cereal for like 12 years?
Yeah,
it was
I
like
saw
us.
that.
And I was like, oh, snap.
It was a picture of a bowl of theirs versus a bowl
versus
of,
a bowl of like
Do you
Fruit
think that's
Loops.
why their loopy fruits taste like
Dog
trash?
poop. Their loops of
Guys,
fruit taste
you
like
can't-
loops of
You
butt.
can't even tell the difference.
No, listen, there's not a lot. I don't
Brian.
mind a good Aldi off brand if it's going to slap. I was making, I think it was like last summer or 2 summers ago, 2 summers now. I was making like Fruit Loop Rice Krispie treats all the time. I just like went through a phase.
Sure.
I tried to make them with the Aldi like loopy fruits or whatever.
Couldn't tell the difference.
It was almost like not
We
edible.
almost threw them away.
Yeah, like it was hard to eat. They
You
were
almost
so
threw them away.
nasty.
You ate them all.
Well, I'm not going to throw them away.
No, I think we threw them away because I
don't
think
know,
I made another
like
batch.
if you made a meal, would you?
I'm gonna eat this, but I'm gonna hate every minute of it.
If you made a meal with like, and you were like, so how was it? And I was like, well, I didn't want to throw it away, so I ate it. Would you be like, oh, I've done my job?
So you loved it.
Because that's not the same, right? Like if you spent hours cooking a meal, you'd want me to be like, this was awesome. You would want me to go, well, you were right there, so I didn't put it in the trash, but it wasn't great. I don't think that's what Aldi was shooting for. Was like they're good enough to
to not be thrown away.
to digest. I can't do. There's a couple of things I can't do. Off-brand cereal. I can't do off-brand peanut butter.
I'm a Jif family. Like me and Adam are a Jif family.
I only eat Jif.
Don't say Peter Pan, Brian.
No, I can't eat any of that. So we buy the organic stuff from Costco. Once you start eating that, you can't go back to Jif or
I've
anything
had
else.
that.
No, you can't.
It's trash.
Once you do it,
No, you're insane,
if
bro.
you gave me if you put a big thing of Jif here in a spoon, I wouldn't even touch it.
You're telling me that the Costco peanut butter with the oil tops
Yes,
that
I'm
are just
telling you.
blended nuts is better to you than sugary peanut butter?
100 times better. Like Jif is disgusting to me.
I don't
now.
actually know if I can do this podcast. I don't think I have it. I don't think I have it in me for you to sit here and say that. And I've had the Kirkland
I
brand.
have too.
I've had it. Bailey's literally tried to shove it down my throat.
It's what we call
on
just
10
like the
separate
better
occasions.
option.
For you to think that your peanut soup,
Peanut soup, literally.
that you have to literally before you can even grab at it, you've got to spend 20 minutes mixing it. You might as
You
well
do.
put a milk frother in there just to get it edible. Is better than the sweet
Yep.
goodness of
The
a already
sweet, creamy
It's
goodness.
creamy
They're
goodness.
not even in the
of
same
Jif.
ballpark.
Guys, please comment because this is
Please let us know if
Brian's a psychopath or Brian's a
organic
psychopath.
peanut butter, all the peanut butters with all the liquid and oil and everything else sitting at the top, the soup that you have to mix, is better than Jif.
Don't
better.
get me wrong, like it's the better
Are you?
option.
You must be a Miracle Whip family.
No. Oh,
Well,
God.
that's the
That's
same.
Miracle Whip.
That is the
That is the
exact
same.
same. That's the same,
It's
man.
not the
It
same.
is the
Miracle
same.
Whip.
Nope.
It's not good.
Oh, that is so. No,
Here's the thing, Brian Brian has brought a candy for us to try, and he won't tell us what the candy is. But after hearing this take, I don't even know if I want to know what the candy is.
So
I don't even want to talk about anything.
Yeah, because like to me, it's peanut butter, it's cereal, and I feel like I have another one. Peanut butter, cereal.
I lie to myself a lot because we shop at Aldi.
Yeah.
And so I lie to myself and I'm like, their chips are just as good. Because that's mostly what we buy. But then you have like
real
like
barbecue
real
chips.
Doritos or like real barbecue chips. And it's like, oh, this isn't the same.
Oh, these are not on the same
I've been lying to
spectrum.
myself.
Brian's like,
Yeah.
I've had an awakening.
Now, I like Siete chips just as much as
I
regular
love
chips.
Siete.
Yeah, but that's like, to me, that doesn't feel like an off-brand
No,
thing.
no.
You know,
If
it's like a
anything,
real,
it's yeah.
Yeah, it's
There's one more I feel like I always can't do.
I can't do off-brand candy for the most part, and I love candy.
No.
Like there have been a few little things
Yeah.
they've done that have been like off-brand. Like they'll sometimes have like I don't even know what. Like I can't think of one now at the moment. I will say their chocolate's pretty good because it's always like Norwegian. Like it's always like Scandinavian
I'll
chocolate.
say this, and there is a caveat. We buy a healthier mayonnaise because like we try to take care of our bodies, if you can't tell.
You can't talk about how you'll only eat the sugary Jif.
I don't eat Jif.
No, that's what we're saying. We're like I don't
eat it.
I don't eat peanut butter.
What do you have?
We don't.
You don't have any peanut butter in the
No,
house?
because I can't eat Jif.
We have peanut butter
No.
because Adam eats peanut butter, but I don't eat peanut
I don't
butter.
eat peanut butter because I can't
Because
have
it's
Jif because
nasty.
of the sugar.
I can't believe you would go as far as to say that no peanut butter is better than
Is
the
better
Kirkland.
than- yes,
That is
that's exactly how I feel.
insane.
Yeah.
The last two times I tried to eat the Kirkland stuff, and I'm not saying this because of you. Like I told Bailey, I was like, I think I'm gonna be sick. It's so nasty.
Now I could maybe blend it into something like a smoothie or like
Here's the thing.
something that I'm adding like maple syrup to.
Maybe.
That's what I'm
Maybe.
saying. But I have to like add things to
But
it
yeah,
so
we
that I
have
know
no
I'm
peanut
not
butter in
eating
our
that
house
peanut
for
butter.
that. Because if I don't have Jif, I don't even have peanut butter if I don't have Jif.
No,
insane.
I don't want. I'd rather not.
To
There's
me-
things it's
to
like I would
me,
rather not.
What
than
you're
do that.
eating is butter of nuts, and Jif is peanut butter.
Guys, comment. No, we'll
You're
leave
eating
it.
a
We'll
buttered
leave it up to
nut.
the
You're not
people.
eating nut
we'll
butter.
let the people
You have to
decide.
understand. This is a guy who thinks JoJo's from Trader Joe's are better than Oreos.
Are you being serious?
The peppermint JoJo's are out of this world. They're perfect.
I literally,
Brian,
the perfect cookie.
I went to Trader Joe's and
they're
I hear
cardboard.
for the people. I love Trader Joe's. Like love their stuff. I went to Trader Joe's and got some of their JoJo's, ate one of them, and threw the entire pack away. That's how bad they were.
Me too.
It wasn't like these aren't great, but like I'll snack on them. It was like
I even
this
bought
is
the
not
Halloween
edible.
themed ones just because I
Yeah.
thought that'd be fun.
Me too. Threw them right away.
Just as bad.
It's insane. The peppermint JoJo's.
Terrible.
No.
But what I was gonna say was we eat a cleaner mayonnaise because we're trying to take care of our bodies, even though I look like the ghost from Ghostbusters. But like if it was my choice and the world was not filled with sick poison in their food, I would only have like
Brands.
no, what's the name brand? It's leaving me of mayonnaise.
Oh, like Hellman's.
I would only have Hellman's mayonnaise.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have any off brand. I'm not gonna have what's the other one? Like I'm not gonna have Duke's.
No,
I'm
never
not
had
eating Duke's mayonnaise.
No.
I'm not having Miracle Whip.
I'm the same
I'm
way
not
with
having
ketchup.
Helms.
I'm getting Heinz ketchup.
Oh.
I don't want.
If you think I'm eating another brand of ketchup, then Heinz, you're insane. You're insane.
It's no other ketchup is good.
Nothing.
And I've bought off-brand ketchups. Like when I've been to Aldi before, like I've purchased their like ketchups or whatever just to, but I can't do it.
That's another thing we don't keep in our house.
Yeah, like I would just
You
rather
guys
not
are
eat ketchup than
insane.
have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do?
You
just
guys are
not gonna eat
absolutely
it.
insane.
And you know what it is? Every like better brand, organic brand, is always soup. Like clean ketchup
Yeah.
is always like water.
They're like, we blended apple cider vinegar with a couple tomatoes. I hope you
Literally.
guys enjoy.
It's disgusting.
They're like, this is a new discovery. Nobody's ever done this before.
The people, listen, I
And
can
Canadian
already
ketchup
feel
is
the
better.
comments flooding in.
Yeah,
saying
and
how
actually,
ridiculous you
take it
guys
a step
are.
Yeah.
further. The Canadian Heinz ketchup is even better than the American.
Yeah, it's way better.
It's literally.
believe that.
I have
I'm
3
not
containers
kidding.
of it at home.
In our like our ketchup ingredients are insane. Like our Heinz here in America. In Canada, it's literally like tomato, vinegar, water, sugar, salt, and like one other thing. Like it is what it is. Here it's like iodized red dye.
Xanthan gum. Xanthan gum. Xanthan gum.
It's like, what is going on? What are we doing?
Bubble gum. Xanthan gum. Double bubble. It's always literally you know what's shocking? So in the States, Kraft makes macaroni and cheese.
Right.
But you guys would say just like mac and cheese.
Right.
Where we're from in Canada,
It's Kraft mac and cheese.
No, it's Kraft dinner.
Yeah, we call it Kraft dinner,
The
but
box even says Kraft dinner.
Have you ever wondered if the Mac for mac and cheese, Mac, M-A-C, just stands for mac and cheese? So
No, I think it stands
it's like
for
you're saying
macaroni.
like mac and cheese, mac and cheese.
Here's the thing. I still don't even know what the hell you just said. I have no clue what you're talking about.
What do you mean?
Brian's like, mac and cheese is like an acronym for mac and cheese.
Well, Mac is an acronym for mac and cheese. And so it's like you're saying mac and cheese and cheese.
Now I've got
Okay.
it. You get it now?
Yeah.
Mac, macaroni and cheese. Mac and cheese. So it's like you're saying macaroni and cheese and cheese.
Yeah, but it's just too much. It's too much.
Anyway.
I don't like that. But we always grew up calling it Kraft dinner.
Yeah.
So I've brought home, because it tastes better, I brought home like 5 or 6 boxes of Kraft dinner. But we also had a couple boxes of Kraft macaroni and cheese. I like that.
Sure.
I like to be pretty flush with macaroni and cheese.
Sure.
That is a family
I
staple.
love how I said I'm taking care of my body, and I'm like, my house is smothered in macaroni and cheese. Mac and cheese is like my guilty pleasure meal.
Okay.
Like if I've got a night where Bailey's gone or something's going on, and I'm just not going to make anything
Throw in a box.
healthy.
I have not had
in a
macaroni and
box.
cheese,
Let me
like
ask you
box
this.
macaroni and cheese, and I can't tell you how long.
Let me ask you this: Do you ever put something in there to kind of beef it up a little bit? Like recently, I've been taking like Cajun sausage and like frying it up, putting it in my mac and cheese.
No, because now it's not mac and cheese, Brian.
Really?
It's
I'll tell you
pasta.
what I have done. Another thing you can only find in Canada. In Canada, they sell, like the little containers you would get of Parmesan cheese, like that you spread. They have a big one of that. That's like this big. Why do you always make that noise? Literally every episode, 4 or 5 times an episode, Abby goes.
Because it's just so extra.
So they have a container like this that is the cheese
The mac
powder
and
mix,
cheese powder.
but it's like Parmesan cheese style. But it's that type of cheese.
What do you do with it?
I
You
spread
put
it
it
on
on your
top like
mac
I would
and
Parmesan cheese.
Oh my gosh!
That's what I'm saying.
Oh my gosh!
Talk about the cheesiest.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's so much.
I'll show you.
That is. I can't even wrap my head around that.
Growing up as kids, one of the things I always remember, like my parents could have been eating the healthiest we could have ever ate, like growing up, right? But we always had boxed mac and cheese, thing of like top ramen,
There
Yeah.
it is.
chicken flavored top ramen in
Yeah,
our house
yeah.
at all times.
Sure.
I don't know why.
Katie Shaker. Kraft dinner shaker.
All right, I'll put this up so everybody can see it too. So you're telling me you've got your mac and cheese. You got a big bowl of mac and cheese.
I finished it. I've put it in.
You've made it. It's made. It's in your bowl.
Just like, yeah.
And you top it with more cheese.
Just like, do you not?
Just like the
So let me ask
powder.
you this. If you made like a chicken Alfredo and you put it in your
Okay.
bowl,
Yeah.
would you not, even though there's cheese
yeah.
in it, would you not take Parmesan cheese, the little container, and go like this and spread it on top?
Yeah.
That's what I do with that.
Yeah, but that's not the same.
It's pretty much the
No,
same.
it's not.
And so I just spread it on top.
Do you
and-
like do you like mix it in or do you like leave it like
I at one point I was, but it loses its. It's almost like crunch is the wrong word,
don't?
but it adds like a texture to it. That's not. You know what I mean?
I've never
Listen,
listen, I've
Cal
never
Boss's sausage over there.
I've never once had a bowl of mac and cheese and thought this is missing texture.
This is missing cheese. But yeah, I'll take a KD shaker. Throw that. Anyway.
Wow.
So we have Kraft dinner. Y'all have Kraft macaroni and cheese. And so I thought, just for craps and giggles, I'm going to look at the boxes and compare ingredients.
Yeah.
The Canadian macaroni and cheese from the same company, I think I counted like 6 ingredients.
Yeah.
And on the American box, I think I counted 20. Xanthan gum definitely made the list.
Always.
So yeah, there was like over 20 ingredients in and it's the same brand, same company.
In that vein of food, what candy do you have?
Yes. So we have a couple segments today. First one is We Try Brian.
Nope. Cold cut.
So this is a candy.
Tell everybody how you
It's a
describe
candy
this to us first.
that I've made at home.
I don't like that.
I call it Brian's mouth surprise.
This was Brian's pickup line and every bar I went to. And listen, Brian would go to bars in downtown, dressed as Willy Wonka, and say, "Hey guys, I made a new candy called Brian's Mouth Surprise. You want to try some?" Brian's like,
No, thank you.
I can never get any girls.
Oh my gosh, I'm literally sweating right now. I don't know if this is going to predate Abbey.
Okay.
I honestly don't remember.
Okay.
This was a candy that we always had. And it is a candy. You'll recognize that it was made by a company that wasn't known for candy necessarily.
I don't like this already.
You may.
If you
I'm
pull
hoping,
out butterscotch candy,
Can I throw a guess?
I would love for you to throw a guess and just nail this.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Is it Cream Savers?
It's not, but you know what's crazy?
I loved Cream
is
Savers.
We have Cream Savers at the house right now. Katie found them somewhere, and she bought a thing like a little sleeve of Cream Savers.
I would love. You should have brought the Cream
I
Savers.
should have brought the Cream Savers.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Let's
go
take
ahead.
a look.
Okay. I hope this strikes the same
nostalgia.
chord that it did for you, that it did for me.
Yes, Altoid.
Altoid.
Sours.
Listen, I used to.
Now-
This literally making my mouth salivate.
Listen what she used to do.
I used to literally. I would eat like a whole tin of those.
Yeah.
And no, she'd get her tongue cut.
Yeah, like my tongue would get literally cut.
Like
broken.
all
Because you were eating so many.
I
She
would
was
eat
eating
so
like
many.
not in a week. She would eat a 10 of those in a
in
day.
like a day.
Oh my God.
I
Yes.
used to love.
Most people don't know
those.
this. Abby was featured on My 600 Pound Life for a couple of seasons.
No, but you know, one of my friends
see.
did say the other day, they were having a conversation with somebody else, and this person was like, I don't believe that anybody actually likes candy, like adults. Like, I don't believe that adults actually like candy. Like, I think it's just like a lie. And she was like, no, like, my friend actually likes candy. Because I actually genuinely like candy. Oh my God, look at the. Oh my God,
You know
this
what's weird is they're
crazy.
not. What's weird is that like
me see.
Altoids made those,
Yeah. So
but these are not Altoids.
Wait.
So yeah, you'll see on there. It's not actually Altoid brand, but somebody like designed it, packaged it,
Iconic candy.
made it look just like.
Do they taste the same?
They're probably not as good.
No, they're not as good.
You don't like them?
No, like, they're sour. They're fine. But they're not as good. But I love the pop.
For our audio listeners.
No, I hate that.
Oh my.
That is crazy.
Oh.
Those are like, you know, like
What's the
Roman
serving
empires. That's like one of my Roman empires.
Yeah.
I just like randomly think about those candies.
Hey, a serving size is 9 pieces.
9.
So you always right on the money. I was eating about 10 a
Every
day.
10 serving sizes a day.
Wow.
I saw those because
Audio listeners.
I would think about those because they were. I feel like
Me
they were
too.
such like a. I don't know why they were so memorable, but there was something about those like.
Because they were so good.
Yeah.
That is crazy. I don't like that.
Do you remember in Parks and Rec when Andy? Did you get my reference when I said Brian's mouth surprise? That's a Parks and Rec reference.
Is it really?
Because
I don't remember
Andy's at the store with Chris Traeger at like the health food store. And he's just asking questions because he's like Andy's an idiot and he's like never seen like healthy food before. So he's asking questions and he's like, what I like to do is that I like to take 2 Starbursts and put a Skittle in between.
I just watched this episode
And
not
Chris,
long ago.
And he's like, you know what I call it? And Chris is like, a Skittle sandwich? He's like, no. He's like, that's pretty good too, but I call it Andy's mouth surprise.
I remember that episode.
I don't think
I
I remember
watched
that
that.
one.
I literally just watched that not long ago. Me and Adam.
Funny
That's so
part is
funny.
like it should be called a Skittle sandwich. Those are good, Brian.
Yeah.
Abby's gonna let us try bonbons here in a couple weeks.
No, I'm not. I refuse. I refuse to share.
We need to find a way to buy some.
I think she'll let me have some.
Probably. No, it's not you because you tainted my tainted my name. You run my name in the ground.
These have like a press open.
That was one of the best
They
parts.
kept
about
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
They kept it pretty real.
I don't think it's shut all the way though.
This is fun watching you try though.
Maybe. Oh, there she goes.
On that
Okay,
note-
couple segments today. We have 3 kind of main
3?
segments.
Oh, that's right.
We have 3
wait.
segments.
Okay.
First, we have a new name. What's the new name for the plot?
I don't think that we ever really decided. I think we just.
What was the name Abby gave?
I said movies you've never seen,
I like that.
but it was kind of a play on the fact that these are movies we've never seen, but also like these could be movies.
Okay, here it is.
that you've
Ready?
never seen.
Movies you've never seen. Scene spelled SCENE, like a movie scene.
Brian's
like mac and cheese.
movies
mac
you've
and
never
cheese.
seen. Mac and cheese.
No, scene is actually an acronym.
All right. So our first segment. Welcome to movies you've never seen. So here's what we're gonna do today. We're going back to Abby because she does so good at explaining movies. Said nobody. And we talked about this last week on the podcast, actually. But
This
Abby,
one I know I'm gonna butcher.
Abby's going to do the plot of Interstellar. So we're gonna pass it over. Go ahead, hit us with the plot of Interstellar, the greatest movie ever made.
I will watch it after this, but I know that I'm gonna.
We're gonna watch it on the podcast live.
No, we're not.
That's probably not going to happen.
That's not gonna happen. I think that it's about a guy who has to. I think he doesn't he go into space?
He does.
Okay.
That's the only thing we're giving you.
Okay. He goes into space. I think he has a daughter. And I think the reason that he's going into space is to save the world, because if he doesn't go into space, stuff's going to go wrong or something, I think. And then I think he goes up into space, and then I think his spaceship ends up falling back to Earth and crashing. Because in the trailer there's them sitting in the ocean and there's a huge wave coming. So I'm assuming that their ship crashes, a big wave comes, and they're now just in survival mode trying to kind of survive, and what turned into this trip to the moon maybe or something has now turned into them trying to survive all of these series of unfortunate events that have come from actually not being in space but being on Earth. And my thought process is that at this point in the movie, everybody thinks that they are lost in space, but they're actually lost on Earth. So nobody's looking in on the Earth. People are looking in space for them, but they're lost. And I'm assuming it just has a happy ending.
I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, that is maybe a 1.
Sick. Bro.
I'd give her maybe a 2 or a 3 because she started.
You started
great.
Okay.
So he has a daughter.
Okay.
The world is basically ending.
Yeah,
Okay.
but he has a son too.
Yeah.
And they're going into space to find a new place to live because planet Earth's resources have dried up.
So Earth is becoming
Inhabitable.
and so they're looking for another habitable.
And they have
planet.
found a way.
Okay, wait. I don't want to know though because I'm going to watch it.
Okay.
Okay, that's true. We won't describe anymore.
But that's crazy.
It's the
That I
best
kind of got
movie
it.
ever.
Abby, if you and Adam need to watch it together.
Okay.
And if you both don't
Honestly,
freak out,
no, I think you're watching enough shows that you don't have to do it tonight. Even if it's not on the podcast, we need to watch it all. We all need to watch it.
Okay.
It needs to be watched together.
You know I don't like group movie watching.
I know, but I need to experience that with you. There's a few movies to me that I need to experience with people who've never seen them.
Yeah, but what
Lord
are
of the
things
Rings.
okay. We almost watched
Interstellar.
Lord of the Rings in the snow weekend.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We watched Batman
You're in
instead.
Snowmageddon.
I'm so sick of you almost watching great movies and then not.
We did watch Batman, the Edward Cullen's one.
Okay. Okay.
Did you hear what she said?
I did.
Okay.
But still, I'll overlook that.
Yeah.
'cause
Yeah.
It's a great
And then they
movie.
started watching The Penguin.
We started the Penguin, yeah.
Great.
But then we got into Shrinking, and the Penguin just kind of took a back seat.
I don't like that.
She's like one show at a time. She can only do one.
Well, no, it's because Adam and I have a small window of time between like when our daughter goes to bed and before he has to go to bed because he wakes up like 3:30 in the morning for work.
Sure.
So we have between like
They're in season 2 though already.
we have between like 7 and like 8:30 maybe, and then like most shows are about
An hour.
an hour long per episode.
Sure.
So we watch one episode of something and we're done for the night. So
Okay.
I've considered if he's not super invested, just finishing Penguin by myself. But I do think that he's actually still pretty invested in Penguin as well.
It's good.
It's
so good.
it's really intense.
I really like that it's kind of like mafia driven. We watched the first episode.
yeah,
I like
it's
that
more
it's the
like
mafia
it's more
vibes.
like a it's more like a Goodfellas than it is like a Batman.
Yeah, I
thing.
do like that. I like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of the take. But the Edward Cullen's Batman was supremo.
Isn't that great? Did you say Supremo? Yeah. She was like, it wasn't primo. It was.
I know right
That
now
is
if
everything.
I put some Katie Shaker on some Kraft mac and cheese, Brian would be like, Primo. Nice. Yeah,
It was really good. It was the best. We talked about this, but it was one of the best to me. Like, it's not descriptions,
ankle.
visual aids. I don't know what the word would be. The best. What do you call it when you're in the best interpretation of Gotham City?
Sure.
Yeah, the thing about Batman, as a Batman expert myself, the thing about Batman you have to do is you have to make Gotham a character. Gotham is its own character. You have to feel.
One of the episodes where you asked us who the main character in Home Alone was. And I'm just thinking, like, what kind of question is that?
Yeah, it's the spider.
It would be Gotham, wouldn't it? In Batman?
Well, yeah, that's the thing is you have to feel the icky, dreary depression.
Yeah, like the hopelessness of a
the
city.
overshadowing of a hopeless city, like a Chicago or Detroit.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out, you guys are in a heap of mess. No, but like you've got to feel that, and there's that opening sequence. October 31st. Even with the rain.
It doesn't start out with that. It starts with something's in the way.
Anyway, but and it pans to Halloween night, and they've got the big, it's kind of got a Manhattan downtown feel, and all the screens. And when you see Gotham in Matt Reeves' Batman, you're like, okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
And his whole thing with this movie and kind of the trilogy was to show Batman as the world's greatest detective, which is who he is.
And that is
And
one thing
so
that I
they kind
did
of did
like.
that super well.
I liked that he was that character. I liked that he wasn't. I think they can really go wrong with a broody character. Like they can do that either really well or really poorly. And sometimes they make characters so like broody and like emotional. It's like you're almost just like not likable.
Like when Christian Bale said, "Where's your trigger?" Right now.
I love how
The
much you
worst
hate
Batman
Christian Bale
ever.
as
He's the
Batman.
worst.
But
Batman
I liked
ever.
that this one was like, I felt like they really made him like, he was broody in the sense of like, he's been through trauma and his parents have died. But also he does still have a very like hero-esque sense to him.
Yeah.
And he's still very like hopeful and brave and heroic.
Abby's like so kissable.
No, but like I like that because sometimes it's like they specifically superheroes when they have their like origin stories, they're like, and I'm nothing now and no one. And now I just live to maybe die for others. And it's like, oh my God. Like we get it.
Abby's watching it like, taste the biscuits, taste the goodness of the biscuit.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit.
Abby, Adam's like, why are you watching Batman Again alone? Get out of here. Taste
I'm
the
just saying,
biscuits.
it just was really good. I feel like they did a good job.
It was.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really love, and maybe this isn't the originals. I've not read the comics. I've not done any like.
Here we go.
I'm not Noah. You know, Noah's like, I'm really into comics. I wasn't a big fan that they introduced Catwoman. I felt like Catwoman was a little bit of a distraction. Like I felt like there were too many storylines going on between what's his name?
The Riddler.
The Riddler, the Penguin, having the Joker
Falcone.
kind of having all these. It was too much. I felt like they could have done a second movie and had her storyline come in.
But I
you know
think,
what I mean?
I think the thing is sometimes when you're doing when you're not making a movie, but you're making a set of movies, what you kind of do is you bring people who will play a role in the overarching, like this is a trilogy of movies. And then you have in that individual frame storylines. So I think you have to think of Penguin and Catwoman as a part of the trilogy and the Riddler as this storyline.
Yeah, I know. But it felt like it was just a lot.
I was like, I still hated it. I did like her little mask thing that she had on with just the tiny little baby
Yeah.
cat ears.
Yeah. I don't like Catwoman either. I just don't like the idea of a Catwoman.
Well, it's a cat burglar,
I think like a Batwoman's better.
but it's a cat burglar.
I get it. It's
There is
ironic. It's
Batgirl.
funny. There is?
Yeah, Barbara Gordon, Jim Gordon's daughter.
I didn't watch any of the old ones.
Like Commissioner Gordon, who was in this, you know what I mean? Commissioner Gordon.
No.
The one, yes, the guy. He was the black guy with the mustache.
Oh, yes.
The cop, yeah. His eventual daughter becomes Batgirl.
Whoa, you heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, and she ends up marrying Dick Grayson, who's the first Robin.
Do you think that they're going to do a Robin in this one?
Not in this one. I think in James Gunn's Batman they will. James Gunn. So there's a thing.
Are they about to redo Batman? That's right. You just showed me the trailer for that.
There's a thing called fantastical. It's a theory with Batman. So no one has done a fantastical Batman, which means like Batman's always grounded. Batman's always in a real universe. Batman's always like by himself normally with no other superheroes.
Gotcha.
Like Batman's never like fantastical, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean by that?
No.
No, I don't like
Like-
that word either.
And I don't like that you did this with
Like
it.
Batman in real movies is never like actually like shooting his thing across two skyscrapers and like, you know what I mean? Like he's never like,
Yeah, he's not like he's not a
Yeah.
comic.
he's never doing like comic, like he's never doing like those type of like you know like jumping from a building and sliding into the Batmobile and taking off and like
Yeah.
more like you know like Robin. Let's you know what I mean. That's what they would call like more like a fantastical Batman. And I think James Gunn is going to do a more fantastical.
I feel like that would be
Like
really hard to
more
do that and not make it
comic-y.
cheesy.
Yeah, that's the thing. But that's what James
Yeah.
Gunn does. That's what he masters. Like, you know, if you saw his Suicide Squad or even Guardians of the Galaxy, he took those
That's true.
characters and made them grounded while they were. I mean, he literally in Guardians of the Galaxy or in his version of Suicide Squad, he had Polka Dot Man and King Shark, and somehow
I
made
didn't
them,
watch any of them.
Yeah. That's what we need to do an explainer or a plot of is Suicide Squad. James Gunn.
I wouldn't
know
know
where
where
to
to start.
I was just telling everyone I've never seen The Matrix.
Yeah, we're thinking about doing that.
Then
next.
maybe next.
We've thought about The Matrix.
Yeah.
Matrix next.
We got a bunch, probably.
We have a ton.
We got a lot of material here.
We have a ton. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's move into our masterpiece segment at this point. So hit it.
All right. So first up, we have Abbey.
Great.
No. Don't click on it. I've got to explain something. Ironically, I didn't know we were going to be talking about mac and cheese today.
Really, just Katie Shakers.
And my video is about mac and cheese. And my video is not just about mac and cheese. It's about what you didn't know about mac and cheese.
Okay, sick.
Okay?
Great.
Go ahead.
I love learning about mac and cheese.
Oh my God.
Abby.
It's one of her stupid AI videos. What are they, minnows?
I think they're like little
I think they're salamanders.
I hate that. Ew.
It's always happy surprise.
I do
You know
not-
what's weird about
do
that?
not
I picture that
understand.
in my mouth now.
I do not understand your fascination with those videos. Every time, literally every time something like that pops up on my Instagram, I think this is Abby's fault.
This is awful. You see the ones where they're holding like something that looks just like a big bowl of like, or a big thing of like mashed potatoes, and they're like holding like this creature, and then it morphs, and
I love it.
it's awful. You want to go next? You want me to go next?
Either way, mine's pretty
All right,
short.
I'll end on mine.
Okay.
Mine's not funny today. Mine's actually a neat one.
Okay.
So mine, I'd love to see if there's a response video that exists. I'd love to see the response video, and you'll understand when you watch this
Okay,
what I mean
sick.
by that. Hopefully, we can find the response.
This message is to Cody Silker. And if you're not him, just keep on strolling. I challenge you, yes, you, Cody Silker, to a mullet shake-off. I'll start it.
That's a pretty killer mullet shake.
It's thick.
You got till the end of this week to
I like that he's
do
holding
it.
his belt buckle.
Here's what I liked was he didn't just do a mullet shake. He put himself into the scene. He's at a rock show, living his best life, and he's like,
Mullet shake.
mullet shake. I would like to see a response.
I'd like to find Cody Silker.
Cody had a week to do a duet, so it's got to be out there.
I love how we said, if you're not Cody, keep swiping.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want everyone else. I wonder if there is, if we look up the original audio, if somebody ever duetted this.
I don't think so.
Wouldn't want to be Cody Silker right now, is what one person put. Okay, here's mine. The Jay-Z one is good.
That's literally me watching this. Like,
I know.
And he's got like a North Face jacket, a North Face hat.
and he's just chilling.
He's
He's,
just
like, I'm out in
chilling.
nature.
I mean, that's pretty sick.
That's
That's
what
impressive.
you need.
I know.
You need to have some of those because you
Yeah, where
fidget
you get
so
those?
much.
I know. But I'm gonna shake my hand when I do. I'm just
I
No, maybe not. Maybe don't get him some of those.
never do that.
Okay, last segment before we go.
What's that show? Just kidding.
What's that show? We decided that because we love it so much, it's our favorite show on television as a group, that we would take
We would like to get severed.
every week. Yes, and we are going to sever our brains into talking about Severance into weekly discussion. And so, Severance season 2, episode 1 dropped this week.
Wow.
Let's start with Brian's thoughts on season 2, episode 1, Severance.
I know Abby's dying to make a joke right now, but I'm just gonna skip right over that.
Keeping my mouth shut.
Brian's like, all hail Kier.
That's all I have to say.
I mean, overall, it was a good episode. They did exactly what I thought they would, in that they basically told you nothing.
Yes.
And left us wanting more.
They told you absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And I knew they would, because that's their MO. Mm-hmm. But they told you just enough to think,
Yeah.
what's going on?
Because one
I
of the
know.
things I was hoping they wouldn't do, one of the things that I think Only Murders in the Building has made a mistake of, is they've gotten out of the Arconia too much.
Sure.
The
Yeah,
first
I
season
agree.
of Only Murders in the Building, the cool thing was that they were like the building, just like Gotham,
Was
the
a character.
Arconia was a character.
Yeah.
And in Severance season 2, with them, with their innies being out, my fear was that they would kind of get out of Lumen.
Mm-hmm.
And like to me, the show needs to take place in Lumen
Yeah.
for it to be good.
Is
Yeah.
one of the characters.
Yeah, literally in the
Period.
episode, the building is one of the characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I did listen to, for those of you that are interested, after you watch this podcast and after you like this podcast, after you subscribe to this podcast, after you tell 5 friends about this podcast and see if those 5 friends will tell 5 friends, you should check out, Severance has their own podcast. They're doing like a podcast for each episode, and the special guest, it's hosted by Adam Scott and Ben Stiller. The special guest was the guy who's now in charge. I can't remember his name in the show.
Milchick.
Yeah, Milchick was the
Okay.
guest. But they were talking about that sequence. By the way, spoilers. So if you haven't watched the episode,
Yeah, if you haven't watched Severance at all, maybe don't listen to this
That's
because
on you.
we're already talking
but
about
I did love
yeah,
they were
season
talking
2.
about when they showed that movie of their story. That he based that off of like the Christmas style like claymations.
I loved
because
it.
it was
Yeah.
like a claymation.
Yeah, I thought it was genius.
I thought
Yeah.
it was
It
brilliant.
was genius.
Yeah, I'm glad they stayed there. I am interested to see what's happening with his wife. There was at the end, if you'll notice, and I think I saved it.
Yeah, the picture of her.
Yes,
That was very
They just
interesting.
flashed it.
With all the like analytics over top of it.
Yeah.
That made me think something interesting. I also feel like while you're trying to find that,
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm a little bit nervous because season 1, as much as it was kind of like us learning a lot about it, it was also very like, we're going to set this up for season 2. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm a little bit nervous they're going to like go a little American Horror Story with it.
What do you
Like
mean by
I'm-
that?
Like
I don't
just
think
I'm
so.
nervous they're going to take something that could be like more about like the company and analytics and make it real freaking creepy. Because
Okay.
cuz prior to season 2, the big main kind of like shock was that this was low key maybe a cult
Sure.
and all these people were like had shrines and were like worshiping this person.
Yeah.
And so if it wasn't for that twist, I would have maybe thought that it was going to stick within the realm of like maybe just, I don't know, controlling workers, controlling people or something like that. But now that they've added this layer of like creepy waffle party in the house, people with masks.
Yeah.
Like they've kind of added like this like with zero context, completely out of left field. It just makes me fearful that they're going to make it like, it's going to turn into like a horror show real fast.
Yeah.
Like it's going to get
Well,
weird.
you know what's interesting? I didn't catch this, but the 4 people that were like the characters at the waffle party, they represented the 4 temperaments.
They did, yeah.
So they were dressed up to represent malice, dread, frolic, and what's the 4th one?
Fright.
No.
No.
Either way, I don't know. Because I sent you guys a trailer this morning, and in one of the trailers, it's like this weird looking like housemaid woman. And she's like, I told you not to come back here.
That can't be any weirder than seeing the goats being fed by bottle in season 1.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like they've added splashes of stuff that's making it a little bit like American Horror. I've never seen American Horror Story.
don't think so.
But I've just heard it's weird.
I don't think they're going to turn on their audience. That would be kind of turning on your audience.
Woe.
Anyway.
Woe was the 4th one.
Whoa.
Woe, frolic, dread, and malice.
Anyway, I was trying to find that picture, and it's gone now, of Miss Casey. And there's that file name. I can never remember the file name, but it's like her face, and you see a file name next to her. And he sees it, and his brain goes like, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Remember that?
Yeah. I don't remember the file name.
And so
though.
that is kind of how the episode ended. And so obviously she's gone, and the wellness check is gone. Remember, there's where the room was. There's now a wall,
Yeah. Right.
Which was weird.
which was very weird. Yeah, I know. And they introduced that one character who's from Game of Thrones. The girl in there is from Game of Thrones. In that
The young one?
commercial,
Oh.
she was the tall knight.
It's this one. Is that one?
That's it. Yes,
Yeah, and it says
it's
Cold Harbor.
Cold Harbor. So that's something to remember. Even Ben Stiller brings that up. Like, you see this and it says Cold Harbor.
Okay.
And it's like you said, it must be that's what they're doing. They must be getting rid of their.
Should I talk about that?
Yeah, I do. I think it's
Should I
a
bring
good.
it up?
Sure.
Okay.
Because see, all of her things are like the boxes on the computers. See what I mean?
Abby,
Yeah.
I never noticed that.
Yeah. They're
makes-
exactly like the boxes that
There's
they.
a 5th one though.
But that just could be like that could be like a final analysis or something.
But in each box, so the boxes individually don't represent the 4 tempers. Each box has the 4 tempers within it. So if you
Did you notice
Google-
that?
I googled like screenshots of their computer when they're
Okay.
working. So like when they're collecting numbers and they put it into box number 3, within box 3 there's the 4 tempers, and each one of them have like a percentage within each box.
And that's what I'm
I
saying.
wonder if they're doing.
I'm wondering if they're making them emotionless.
I don't think that.
or be able to control their emotional capacities.
I think everything is about trying to bring Kier back to life. I think they're going for the whole wall.
See, because the top
I
says
think they're going for the whole
68%.
Hold on, let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
I think they're going for the whole Walt Disney. He's frozen. He's probably in that house where the waffle party was.
I don't think. I think they're trying to figure out how to make a society of people who they can control. I think that they're trying to figure out how to make a mass quantity of people.
I think if they can clone people, then they'll do that. But I think the original purpose, they want to clone people to make their own people for sure. But I think the real reason they want to do that first is to bring Kier back. I think it's a real cult.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, I think it's a real.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard because it also feels like a government, like a secret, like government agency.
It does. It
See,
feels,
I
there's
think,
so much there.
I think like they're running the government.
I don't know.
Like, I think they're probably the biggest, like, weapons contract, energy contract. Because one of the things we've got to figure out is who's on the board, who's through that little speaker.
Yeah. Are there actually people on the other side of that?
Yes. And what are they doing? Who are they?
Right.
Is it the president? Is it?
Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's possible that there isn't actually anybody on the other end of that. And
Exactly.
that's just a thing that they put up and they
Yeah.
said, yeah.
There's a lot.
Yeah, because I think so. What the guy was saying was in the video was that when they're doing their little computer work, what they're doing is they're trying to map human genetics, basically. And so what they're doing is they're making people emotionless so that when they see emotions,
They're trying to find a better photo.
so that when they see, you know what I'm wondering too? What are the 4 ones again?
Woe, dread, malice, and frolic.
I'm wondering, since there's other departments, and since, listen to this now,
I'm
quit
listening.
looking. I'm wondering if since they're doing this,
Yeah.
he keeps saying that you're looking for scary numbers if their department's only doing dread.
Yeah, it could be. 'Cause
And like
remember
the
that the
other
characters-
departments may be looking for like, whoa, like happy numbers.
Remember the characters in the very beginning of the first episode talk about how they were working in a different department prior
Yes.
to this.
Yeah.
And they all seemed a lot happier
They did.
than the ones in this, you know what I mean? In that
But
department.
but that's why. But they're severing them so that they can't have emotion. They don't have emotion. So that when they see emotions through the numbers, they feel that emotion. It's raw.
Still though, they would still have to explain how you can see emotion through numbers. Like that's still a big part of it that's like it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like how have you created a computer system that's seeing emotions through numbers?
We're gonna do our own
Unless the severed-
waffle party here.
Because that could be it too. The severance could also rewire their brain to see emotion through like calculations as opposed to feeling.
That's a possibility.
And maybe that's why they're able to see numbers with emotion.
Maybe.
I don't know.
It's very strange because he says that. Remember in season 1, he's like, you kind of look for like the numbers, like scary numbers.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't really get it. And he's like, you will.
Yeah.
And he does. And I also don't like that the redhead lied. I'm a little bit, I don't know what's happening
There's
there.
a lot of intrigue around that.
There
There is
is.
a lot.
Because there's a lot of mystery as to why she
Because
didn't tell
I think it's her
them.
outie.
Yeah.
I think once that happened, her dad, who obviously is the CEO, was like, we've got to figure out what's going on down there. So we're going to send you back in as your innie. But as your outie, obviously that little movie that they watched showed that they were recording everything that they were doing. They knew they were going in the storage closet. They knew that they kissed. They knew all that. So I'm guessing her outie went back and watched all the footage to remember kind of who her innie was in there. And then was sent in as the outie to get more information on what they know.
But if you've had this, would it be possible for her outie to go in that building? Because she's got the severance thing.
They maybe took it out.
I'm sure, yeah. They either took the thing out or
My
I
thought
don't know.
process,
I think it's the innie, and I think that
I think she's
that-
just scared.
I don't know that it's that she's scared. I think that maybe we're gonna find that she's got like she knows more.
that's what I think.
I think she knows even more, and she's maybe not ready to bring everybody in.
Yeah, I think
what's
that
going
I
on.
think that her innie saw that she was like the CEO or whatever, or she was a big part of the company, and I think she's scared to tell everybody as in any, that like this is what she's doing, because she actually doesn't know what all she has her hands in with it. And so I think she's trying to, while also trying to help them with what they're navigating, I think she's going to go on a separate storyline of trying to figure out what it is she does for the company while they're figuring out. And I think that in itself might give us more of her backstory into like how she started the company with her, like became a part of it.
Yeah, it could be. Because even like when she was talking to Mark S. towards the end, and they were kind of having this conversation of like, what does this mean for us? Because like, obviously, like, your Audi's wife is alive. She's like, what does that mean for you? And, and she was basically trying to tell him, she said something to the effect of like we and our Audis are not the same people. Like we're
So
not.
you can have
we're
an
totally
Innie wife
different.
and an Audi wife, basically.
Basically is what she was getting at, was like who you are as an
Did
Audi.
you notice? Did you notice in the video one of the new perks was?
What?
No.
Ultimate hall passes.
What's that?
I didn't catch that at all.
Like so they could like go away and I think like do stuff.
I didn't catch that.
Oh, wow. I did
it's
not
in
know
there.
that.
Really?
I think it was
weird.
like a wink to them, like you guys can do whatever you want. We'll have a space for you.
That's crazy.
I wonder if Lumen is going to start encouraging
Procreation.
like
Severed babies.
or just like romantic relationships to take place within there to try to keep them further separated from their Audis.
Yeah, it might be.
Maybe.
Does that make sense?
Because they might feel like the more emotionally invested they are in working there, they're less likely to disturb
like they
it.
keep their
Yeah.
inner baby, like their innies babies. You can't see them until you're down there.
That would be, I don't even know even what.
What?
Like, I don't even know how you'd even do that. Then you have to create a whole society of people.
Yeah, you have to create like a nighttime daycare.
Well, and imagine too if your innie gets pregnant.
They've already got goats.
You have to be with your Audi pregnant.
As once you become an Audi, you're pregnant. You don't even know like how or with who. Or,
Yeah,
that's
that's
true,
what I was
too.
thinking.
What if they make you stay innie for 9 months?
I don't know.
Or like under like a project, something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if I'm the head of Lemon Industries? We are working on getting a carved Kier statue for the middle of this table that we have right here.
We're gonna have a shrine at Abby's house.
a shrine in Abbey's house. I do think it's a cult, though. If you look at Mrs. The
Miss
white hair,
Cobell.
Miss Cobell. Brian always has the names.
I know I was thinking about that.
You're a name guy.
You're a
good with
character name
names.
guy. Like, I would
It's
know.
probably because you've been severed multiple times. But if you remember in season 1, Miss Cobell does have a shrine to Kier in her house.
Yeah.
So I don't think like the whole, because when I first started watching it, I thought this whole Kier thing is just to keep people obsessive about working there. Like none of that to me was real.
Yeah.
Sure.
It was just a way to keep people, like religion or whatever, keeps people in.
Yeah.
But the more I think about it, the more I actually think like it is a real cult-like industry business.
Sure.
I just
You know,
want
because
them
people
to
could say that.
explain-
Honestly, people could say that about Disney adults. I think like I think they've pulled from Disney some. Like I think people could be seen as like worshiping Walt Disney and what he's built and the things he's done for society and the movies and the films and the
Sure.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
a
I
lot.
think
Yeah.
they could pull from kind of something like that and say like, hey, like this guy's, like in a dream world, Walt Disney is frozen and they find a way to bring him, like in my dream world. But but I'm wondering if like I really think the focus is to bring Kier back. Like there's gonna be, I'm telling you, mark it.
Kier's
Mark
coming
this
back.
episode. I think it's episode 8.
I think so.
Mark episode 8. He is somewhere frozen or something in that house where they're having waffle parties. I'm telling you.
I will
His
say,
body's in
I
there.
need them to
His
explain
body.
the whole masks and everything.
That he just did. I think it's meant to.
You mean
it's-
from the waffle party?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the 4 things.
So they're dressed up as the 4. So one
you
is
kept
dressed
looking
up
at your
as,
picture. That's what I was saying.
Yeah. One of them is dressed up as Woe. Another one
Frolic.
is Frolic. Dread,
And so they're like
Malice.
dancing as like the pieces that make up a person.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
And guess what? Brian's dressing up as all 4 next week.
Wow. That's crazy. Well, Stay tuned for episode 2.
What a long, strange year it's been. I can't wait for it. Honestly, this might be the best. This might be the best show as far as it doesn't take me very long to get what's going on normally.
But with this show,
I don't have a clue.
I really wish they would
guesses.
do
I
stuff
don't
like
have a clue.
Netflix and just come out with the whole season.
No, I like it being episodic.
I don't.
I think shows being episodic, because we'd be done. I'd have watched it. I'd be done.
yeah.
I know, but
And
we
then-
had a whole series to talk about.
I know, but like then it's just a week.
I know.
It's like Stranger Things. Remember the last season of Stranger
the best week
Things?
of my life.
We blacked out our house and watched the whole season in a day, and
Yeah.
it's great. But you're just like, now what do I watch?
I don't know. I had a good time.
I'm excited about episode 2. I'm hoping I think they're really going to start getting into some juice. I don't think it's going to take very long. I also think
I don't like that they're going to be.
I have a
getting
sneaky
juice.
suspicion. There's a scene in the trailer where they're on top of a snowy mountain, all with snow clothes on. I think that happens in Lumen. I think that's something inside
Maybe
the
like
building.
Monsters Inc. They open a door. It's like
Seriously, I think there's something in there.
there's a Yeti.
I don't know if it's like augmented reality or something, but it's in there. I don't think that's outside. I don't think they're going to like Russia.
I don't know. I'm wondering if they're gonna find a way for their Audis to get together.
Well,
I'm
well, they
wondering-
made the newspaper, remember?
Yeah.
In the real world.
Yeah. They're like they kept saying like you guys are internationally famous.
Yeah.
I want it to be something none of us suspect.
I would love that.
Like I would love to get to
But
the
I also
end of
don't
it and
want
be
it
like,
to be
we're all
done.
wrong.
I don't want them. I don't want the fact that I don't want the whole them doing all the work on the computers to have meant nothing.
I don't think it means nothing.
I don't think it means nothing.
I know, but I hope it's not like we were doing a human experiment to see how people without emotions would interact, and so we did this fake work to keep you guys busy to see how you process. Like I hope
No,
it's not like
I think
that.
it's. I think they wouldn't have put her
I hope there's
picture.
real data being done.
Yeah, I don't think they would have put her picture with analytics if that wasn't the case. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that with the 5 boxes.
Yeah, there's too many. There's just too many other.
there's too
That
much to
intrigues
it
me
for
a
it to
lot.
be- for it
And
to
why
be
is there
nothing.
5, not 4?
Yeah, why is there 5?
There's only
And-
4 boxes on their computers.
And like just the mystery of the fact that she's alive and worked at Lumen.
Yes.
Like there has to be so much there.
Well, also, let's talk about the fact, like you just said, she's alive working in Lumen, but her Audi's dead.
Unless.
Like she's dead in the
Well,
Audi world.
Unless
Okay.
I've done it again.
I hope he's wrong, guys.
What if Lumen like purchased or exhumed, I guess is the right word, her body, and Miss Casey was their first trial at a clone?
oh.
And maybe that's why they have the file on her.
Maybe all the files are cadavers. You know, like Culpepper file.
I don't like that.
And so maybe his wife, like maybe sadly he's gonna find out his wife is dead and Miss Casey is their first attempt at a clone.
And maybe that's why they don't want him going deeper into the office, because somewhere in the office is just a bunch of stored
It's
dead
a bunch
bodies.
of stored cadavers.
So that's super interesting. While you were saying that, I had another idea. What if we find out that she faked her death and went to work for Lumen? And what if we find out that there's more to Mark S? What if she faked her death to get away from him because he's some kind of like monster?
Whoa.
And so she fakes her death and she goes to work at Lumen. She's basically saying like I'll
Get
come
me
work
outta
for
here.
you. Will you just like almost as like a witness protection? Like, will you just keep me safe? I'll work for you.
Interesting.
And then he goes into this depressive state where he says, well, I don't want to live anymore without her, so I'm going to go work at Lumen.
Because I'm wondering, like, because here's my thing. The goats have to be some type of like there must be something in goat genetics that can help them understand cloning. And that's why they have all those baby
Sure.
goats.
That or they can just live off goat milk. These new clones just drink
Waffles are
milk.
made way better when you mix them with goat milk. No, but like, I'm wondering if they're like, if it's going to be like, oh, my wife's alive, I've got to find her. And it's like, no, dude, that was never your wife. That's a clone.
Yeah.
And what we do is when people die in this town, we exhume all of the cadavers because we basically own this town. And we keep them and their last name in a file. And they're the people that were initially trying to do this. So that way, when we get it right, then we can really clone and bring back Kier back to life. And because once they clone him once, he'll never die. They can always bring him back.
Yeah.
And then once he's cloned, they can start cloning more people and they can start their own society. It's basically Scientology.
Yeah. I love that theory.
That would be awesome.
I love that theory.
Yeah. I think that would be pretty sick.
That's a lot. Yeah.
I'll be a little disappointed if we got it after one episode, but
Right.
but that'll be that'll be sick. There must be a mass amount of pressure to get this right, dude. Like I would not write on this show.
Not if you've already written it.
They're just now getting into Ben Stiller said they're just now mapping season 3.
Oh God.
See, that's
I couldn't
crazy
do
to
that.
me that you wouldn't map out the entire arc.
Well, you
that's
must be
me.
worried you're going to get canceled.
Maybe.
It's a lot of
But
work.
how do you have half of a
But-
storyline?
Yeah. Sometimes I wonder if they start with the same mystery we do and then they're figuring it out.
Well, and that makes me nervous that we're gonna have another Lost situation
Oh God.
where it just goes on and on. It's like nobody need.
And then he literally wakes up and it's all been a dream. And his wife's not even dead.
Oh my God.
And she's like, "What's wrong?" And he's like, "I have an idea." And it's him deciding to come up with
Yeah.
Lumen.
He's like, call me Kier.
Or what if she wakes him up and she's like, Kier, what is it? And he's like, go. Okay, we're almost at 2 hours.
Okay.
So
That's a lot,
This was a
yeah.
great one, though. We're going to go over every episode every week. So here's what we need you to do. The Book of Kier says to have 10 people that you know watch this podcast and subscribe. Help us grow. Help us become as big as Lumen.
Comment. Also, there's a little bell up top. You can click that little bell, and every time we post, it'll notify you.
It'll literally
So
send
that
a
way
notification
you don't have to sit
your
on
phone.
YouTube refreshing your page, waiting anxiously for a new post.
Yes. So awesome. Well, great. All hail Kier.
Nope.
I think, you know what I think we should do? I think,
Guys, maybe next week we'll have a waffle party.
no, but I think for episode 10, we should
Do a meet and greet waffle party?
No, but I think we should discuss the final episode. We should eat some waffles. We should maybe do a little dress up or a little theme thing, and we'll end season 2 like that.
I have a character in
Eat
mind.
some waffles. You're gonna be Bert.
And you don't even have to dress up.
Anyway, okay.
All right.
All hail
Okay.
Kier. See you.
Nope.